Hi there. Welcome to Hourglass Workshops and Conversations with Nancy and Cherryll. I'm Nancy Burns. I'm an acupuncturist in San Jose, California.
And I'm Cheryl Seavey. I'm a writer and a blogger in Los Gatos, California. Do you want to start with our question today that we've been pondering all weekend?
Oh, okay. Okay, so I went to see my massage therapist that I have worked with. She used to work in my office, and I've worked with her for about 20 years now. And she always asked me great questions. And so we were doing the massage, and she said, "Do you value yourself?" And I said, Um, yeah. And she said, "Do you value yourself?" And she said, "I'm not talking about what you do, but your essence. Do
Mhm.
you value the essence of who you are?" And I was thinking about it and I thought, I don't think so.
Mhm.
And so then I asked Cheryl,
Yeah.
and what did
Yeah.
you say?
Well, mine's pretty much the same response. I don't think so.
Yeah.
And it kind of it got me thinking about it. I've been thinking about it for several days, and you and I've talked about it on and off. But what does that mean? To value ourselves or to love our essence and who we are.
Yeah,
I
and not what we do, because it's
right.
easy to say, yes, I put value on being an acupuncturist, being a mom, being a daughter, being a this or that,
Yeah,
being a friend. Those are easy to
yeah.
say, yeah, I live up to what my expectations are. But do I value my essence of who I actually am, my
Mhm,
spirit?
mhm.
Hmm, I don't know.
Yeah, and I think, one way of looking at that is how do we care for it? Because generally the things we love or the people we love, there's actions that we demonstrate our love.
Yeah,
So do we demonstrate our love of ourselves?
and that's an easier question. The
Hmm.
answer is no.
Hmm.
No, I don't. Do
Hmm.
you?
Yeah. I'm getting better. I think self-care is a huge, element. I'm making sure I'm getting enough rest for one thing. And I know that you challenge yourself with that one. I see that with, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. And it's probably because I hear that with my own head, is that, I should be doing this. And I'm being lazy by sitting down in the afternoon and reading a book or
Which
taking
is
a
just
nap.
inconceivable to
Yeah,
me that I
yeah,
would do that. Yeah, I agree.
yeah. And that rest or
Yeah.
relaxing is a form of positive self-care, just as eating well or doing whatever we do to take care of ourselves. But could we
Well,
do
see,
it?
my take care of myself is, oh, I get my hair cut, I get my nails done, I get a massage. It's not the same thing as
No,
taking care of yourself.
no,
That's taking
no.
care of the outer self.
Right,
But what are you
right.
doing to take care of the inner self?
Hmm.
And I have been now I have a little bit more of a routine in the morning. I'm back to doing my journaling in the morning. I get my coffee, I turn on some nice music and, comfy, and I give myself an hour.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't do anything. I just sit
Yeah.
there and drink coffee and my brain flips from this subject to
Hmm.
that subject,
Hmm.
without any particular resolution. But
Right,
it's like, well,
right,
that was pleasant,
right.
so.
Well, I think and that brings up a couple of things. If that's one of the ways you value yourself is that you allow yourself the peace and the time. And I think that's one way of kind of managing. Do we say no to things that we don't want to do or don't need to do or that don't support who we are? You know,
Rarely.
I know, and that's meeting
Yeah.
the expectations of other people.
Yeah.
And by doing that, and I've said for years, when we say yes to others, very often we're saying no to ourselves.
That's true. And, I don't tell, like, for instance, my children, you should do this, you should do that. I never tell my children that, but I sure tell myself that.
Hmm.
I hear that in my head all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
You should be doing this. Perfect example is 10 days ago, I had an appendectomy, and I have really struggled with recovering. And it's
Hmm.
irritating to me that I will sit down in the middle of the day and fall sound asleep. It's
Hmm.
like, what the heck are you doing?
Right. And
There's a
would
million things I should be doing, but I'm not. And there is the should
Yeah.
again.
And it is something that you would say to me, You're certainly not saying it to your kids. Would you say, well, gee, Cheryl, you should be getting up. You should be doing this. You should be feeling fine by now.
Well, I should be, but I'm
Well,
not.
that's the
It's,
whole point. But
I
your
know
body's
it.
healing. The body, and I think that's a great analogy because you kind of dismiss this as well. It wasn't a big deal. I only have these three little dots on my stomach, and it's not a
Yeah,
big deal. But there's a lot of stuff going on inside.
apparently.
And in healing and and our inner workings oftentimes take up a whole lot more energy and require more rest than we give them credit.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I had convinced myself that, gee, I really don't need a lot of sleep. I I need 6 or 7 hours, Well, I've been sleeping like 12
Uh-huh.
and then falling asleep in the day. And it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know what the heck's going
Yeah.
on. you
Yeah.
know?
Exactly.
So I'm trying. I mean, this whole subject came up at the right time. And
Right.
I think that's probably why Rita asked the question. But Cheryl and I have both decided that, this is something we're going to explore because we are not the only women out there
Right.
saying this,
No.
and there's a lot of people that are taking care of spouses, parents, disabled children with obligations where they have lots and lots of shoulds in their
Hmm.
lives,
Hmm.
and they're still getting lost in the mix,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, and not honoring themselves. And I
Right.
mean, I get it. I do the
Yeah.
same thing,
Yeah.
but I am making a commitment this year to change that. And
Hmm.
I have changed other big patterns in my life. There's no reason I can't change
Hmm.
this,
Hmm.
you know?
Well, I think one of the things that's helped me a lot over the years is as I ask myself, and this is a journal question that periodically when I find myself sort of spinning out of or not taking care of myself or not valuing and appreciating myself, is I ask myself these four questions. Two of them ground me right away, and it's what am I feeling
Hmm.
right now? What am I feeling? What am I thinking? And thinking's where all those shoulds and all those negative thoughts about ourselves pop in. And boy, and it's amazing how much of that pops out. And then the other two is what do I need? What do I absolutely need right now?
Yeah.
And be just raw honest with yourself. And what do I want? And that starts moving the energy and the focus to a different place.
Yeah. I need to kind of pare down my wants because what I need is probably more downtime. What I
Mm-hmm.
want is to finish a million things,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's like cross this off my list because I was getting so good about check, 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 done, you know?
But I bet rest isn't on your checklist.
It is not. It is not. I have not factored that in, and I'm not used to that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I will tell you all, if I can do it, anybody can do it
Yes,
because
because
I can be a
she's
little
our little rebel here.
compulsive. Yeah. So
Yep. So hopefully that'll give you all some food for thought. Let us know what your thoughts are. And
I
if
would
you
love to hear.
yeah,
Yeah.
and if you have any ideas on ways that you truly know that you're valuing yourself, please share them. We'd love to hear about them.
Yeah. That would
So
be wonderful.
yeah.
That would be great.
So until next time, I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Nancy.
Bye now.
Bye.